Yuuichi Katagiri is a man carved from silence, his spirit forged in the fires of doubt, betrayal and hardships. Where others break, he remains unshaken, every ounce of his being tethered to the ground by an unspoken resolve. In the face of chaos, he stands enduring, not because he must, but because he can. Many believe his greatest strength is his ego, bold, brash, unmistakable.
Yuuichi, you killer!
It's easy to see power in pride, strength in arrogance, but what if the true measure of his strength isn't in the force of his will, but in the quiet courage to withstand? What if, instead of triumphing through dominance, his true power lies in his ability to endure the weight of every challenge, to bear burdens not in flashes of brilliance, but in the quiet, steadfast pulse of resilience? It's not in the glory of victory nor the roar of confidence. It's in the grace in holding on when everything else would break. That is the strength that truly defines Yuuichi Katagiri. Alright, I know I've probably lost some of you already, but hear me out, just for a moment. The ability to endure is defined as the capacity to withstand hardships, difficulty or pain without giving up. And if that doesn't describe Yuuichi Katagiri, then I don't know what does. To truly understand this strength, we need to look beyond the surface. We need to look deeper. So let's explore. The first example is his ability to endure the torture of the Tomodachi Game itself. Take a moment to look at the scene.
Let's take a look, shall we? It says, Shiho Sawaragi likes Yuuichi Katagiri.
What? No way!
But why?
When she was in junior high, Yutori Kokorogi used to sell herself to strange men. Be honest, my boy. You sure you're not keeping something under your hat?
Like I keep telling you, I've got nothing.
Oh dear, look what we've found! Now then, what have we learned, children? That Shibe's dad is a total scumbag!
In the Badmouth game, Shiho's secret, her feelings for Yuichi, is exposed. The betrayal stings and the embarrassment consumes her. It's a blow that shakes her to her core. Then Kokorogi's secret is revealed, her past as an escort, and the weight of it breaks her. She falls apart, unraveling in front of everyone. And when Shibe's secret about his father was exposed, the weight of it crushed him. The truth, so painful and raw, left him shattered. He couldn't bear it. The shame, the betrayal, all flooding in at once. He felt utterly defeated. But when Yuichi's secret's laid bare, look at what my boy does.
That's right, his kill count's actually 3.
Hang on, if you've killed 3 people and you didn't do it by accident, doesn't that mean you're some kind of serial killer?
Oh, what a shame. I suppose it's not that surprising. Nobody wants to be best pals with a murderer.
Actually, that comes as a huge relief. This way, you guys can forget you ever had anything to do with me. And I'll forget you.
It doesn't break him. He takes his darkest secret, the very thing that would destroy anyone else, and turns it into a weapon. Yuichi uses his past to his advantage, advancing to the next game alone, standing tall, unshaken, as the others crumble around him. Imagine the agony of your deepest, most personal secrets laid bare, vulnerable and exposed for the world to see. And then on top of that, the crushing weight of complex moral dilemmas, where every choice feels like a betrayal of something greater. And yet, despite it all, the pain, the pressure, the embarrassment, Yuichi endures with remarkable mental fortitude. The second example comes in the form of his ability to handle betrayals. During the first game, Despite being betrayed, Yuuichi never lost his composure. Look at how my boy handled the situation.
See, I know exactly what you're up to. One of you is doing your best to dump the entire debt onto Kokorogi's shoulders. But I'm not gonna let that happen. I spoke out of turn. Now my debt's gonna get multiplied by 2. So that means I currently owe more money than anyone else in the room. In other words, if we end up with a game over, then the real loser here is gonna be the traitor. It was written there on my card, plain as day. Only I knew. But the penalty for last place is supposed to go to the person with the lowest amount of debt.
Even though the sting of betrayal was sharp, he didn't flinch. Instead, he stayed calm, his mind working in overdrive, and in the chaos, he bluffed his way to victory. He convinced the betrayer that the penalty would fall on the person with the least debt, turning their fear into a weapon. The betrayer, trusting his words, answered correctly, allowing the group to clear the game. Yuuichi never loses his cool. He may appear to be unraveling, to be consumed by his emotions, but it's all a facade. A carefully constructed act designed to deceive the weak-minded people. In truth, he remains calm, always calculating, always thinking. He keeps his composure, playing the game with a mind that never wavers. His resilience to emotional blows is a testament to his true strength. Kay calls it his ability to make a counter gamble in his heart. This simply means that he has an unyielding adaptability, a depth that very few can truly comprehend. The third example comes in the form of his dark past being confronted. Throughout the story, Yuichi's past is dragged into the light, its shadows threatening to swallow him whole. Time and time again, the weight of his own history comes crashing down. Yet despite it all, his ability to endure never falters. He refuses to let it break him. Instead, he takes the darkness of his past and turns it into his weapon. He uses it to strike fear in the hearts of others, manipulating them and controlling their every move. Now I must warn you guys that there's some huge spoilers coming up for those who haven't read the final chapter, so please be advised. Alright, let's get it. In the final round of the adult game, we see Yuichi put this on display. Yuichi and the gang have finally made it to the final round of the Tomodachi Game, and all that stands between the players and winning is the ability to gain the most votes. But as always, Yuichi had a plan to overcome this. He managed to gain all the other players' passwords without giving his own away. He did this by exchanging passwords with the administrator, then threatening to kill her if she didn't leave the game. This basically made him invincible, while allowing him to gain leverage over the other players. Using the darkness of his past, he turned himself into a villain, casting aside his own claim to victory. He knew that if he forced the others to vote for him, they would have refused, resisted him at every turn. So instead, he made Shiho the hero, shaping the narrative, playing the game on his own terms. A masterstroke of manipulation, ensuring his own victory in the most unexpected way. For Yuichi, the past isn't something to be feared, it's something to be mastered. And in his hands, it becomes a tool, not a prison. In the end, it's clear Yuuichi Katagiri's true strength isn't in his ability to manipulate, deceive, or outsmart. No, it's his ability to endure. He endures the pain, the betrayal, the isolation, and the weight of his past. With every hardship, he doesn't break. He bends, he adapts, and he rises again. In a world that asks for strength in every form, Yuichi shows us that the greatest strength is simply in the courage to keep going. But then again, this is just my opinion, and I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comments. So with that being said, be sure to Warhammer smash that like button, subscribe today to join the Spartan army, and until next time guys, peace.